headline up today, a cautionary tale as you celebrate the 4th of July. The message one man has after fireworks ended up changing his life. Now, something to think about if you drink a cold one today. Some breweries are leading the effort to conserve water, how they're looking to make a difference. And a warning about e-scooters from a personal injury attorney. What they say you need to know before you take your next ride.
Thank you, Annie. Welcome to the Now Indy on RTV6. I'm Amanda Starantino. The city of Indianapolis is starting a new campaign to educate people about the dangers of leaving your pets inside of hot cars. A common misconception is your dog will be okay if you crack the window. But experts say that does very little to reduce the temps inside of the vehicle. Indianapolis Animal Care Services is rolling out a billboard on wheels. The car has a stuffed animal and thermometer showing just how hot it can get inside of cars, especially during these hot summer months.
If we have to, we're going to break a window to get that dog out. So we don't want to see the dog dying. We don't want to see the dog in distress. We're going to get those animals out of there.
The Jeep will be parked at Holiday Park and various parks throughout the summer. And this is very timely because IACS says they have already received multiple calls this summer about pets left in hot cars. And this is a live look at downtown Indianapolis. Preparations are underway for an annual 4th of July tradition in the Circle City, the Downtown Freedom Blast fireworks. It won't be long until tens of thousands of people are backpacking downtown for the spectacular show. And the fireworks will blast off from the top of the Regents Tower high above Pennsylvania and Ohio streets in Indianapolis. Festivities start at 6:30 on the Indiana War Memorial grounds. The fireworks launch at 10 p.m. Kevin.
I saw a sign there on the sidewalk. It said free water. So that's a nice offering. And if you think of it, yeah, definitely bring it. I noticed all the folks that are down there early sitting in the shade. Looking at Victory Field, that's the first fireworks show of the night, followed by Regions Bank show at 10 p.m. Any of nature's fireworks should be limited. 88, that's our current temperature, warmest temperature so far today. Greenwood almost to 90. If you're looking at 90, road trip, head to Muncie or Peru, both at 91 degrees. First glance at radar, we're in pretty good shape. Right under the now sign, a couple of showers and thunderstorms. These will be the first to cross the Wabash River into Knox County and Sullivan County between Vincennes and Sullivan. I do think isolated thunderstorms will be around tonight. Most of us will be dry. Wind out of the southwest means temperatures will be slow to fall. Still close to 80 degrees as we get together at 10 and 11 tonight with an isolated thunderstorm.
If you've ever felt like playing with fireworks and maybe doing so after a few drinks, you might want to pay attention to this man's cautionary tale. We do want to let you know that some of the images in the story may be disturbing for some viewers. Here's Chris Welch.
For the past 6 months, electricity estimator Trevor Tate has been relearning how to use his hand.
I use my hand 10 hours a day, every day, all day long at work.
That's because while lighting fireworks on New Year's Eve, Tate did something he now considers stupid.
I caved to peer pressure and decided that I would hold the launch tube and fire a firework from my hand.
Instead of launching up into the air, the explosive fired downward and through his right hand.
It's like, wow, that didn't feel right. That felt like there was a lot of pressure, and I could feel pain in my elbow, and that was it. And I'm like, something has happened.
He soon realized his hand was barely still attached, and doctors at 2 different hospitals that night told him he may lose it. But he was soon put in touch with Dr. Benson Pulley-Kodal at Denver's Swedish Medical Center.
It was a pretty shocking injury.
Shocking, but something he believed he could fix. So he attached Tate's hand to the tissue on his chest so that blood could flow from his chest into his hand. And a piece of skin from his chest now covers the underside of his hand. The doctor's advice to everyone this holiday?
Avoid alcohol during this time. Don't cloud your judgment. These injuries, when they happen, in a millisecond, you've now changed your life forever.
The way I feel about fireworks now is, I probably won't go outside and enjoy our country's pastime of blowing up fireworks. It's done enough trauma inside of my head that I don't like loud noises anymore.
Instead, he might work on his rehab exercises adding to the progress he's already, understandably,
this is pretty good,
proud of.
You know, you look him in the eyes and you shake with the right hand, and I can do that now, where before, I couldn't.
Reporting in Pueblo, Colorado.
Absolutely.
I'm Chris Welch.
Chris, thank you. Well, still ahead in our lineup, shoppers are becoming a prized possession for brick and mortar stores, and now they're changing their rewards programs to reel people back in. How you can benefit from these changes.
At Zaxby's.
Another person in Florida has been infected with flesh-eating bacteria. Now, it's the same bacteria found in warm water, but the man says he never touched water when he was infected. He noticed something was wrong when his biceps started to swell, and it tripled in size within just a few hours. He and his doctors still don't know how he got infected. Well, police in O'Fallon, Missouri are using these hang tags to remind parents not to leave their children in hot cars. The rear view mirror tags are now bright yellow. On one side, they say never leave a child alone in a vehicle, not even for a minute. Baby in the back, heat-related deaths are preventable. On the other side of the tag, it says, where's baby? Look before you lock. Police say so far this year, 13 children have died in the U.S. after being left in hot cars. Well, companies are trying to get you to step back into their stores by offering deals and rewards. Places like Macy's, Nordstrom, and Kohl's have all made major changes to their rewards programs. So Macy's, for example, has a loyalty program called Star Rewards. Shoppers who are signed up can get extra discounts at checkout and shop on certain days for discounts. At Nordstrom, they have the Nordy Club, which allows customers to earn points every time they shop. Now, those points can be accumulated and be used toward perks like free alterations, curbside pickup, and first dibs on certain brands when they go on sale. As for Kohl's, they're known for its abundance of coupons, and now they're offering more rewards. They're called Yes to You rewards. So here you also rack up points each time you shop, and each month customers get a $5 rewards. Now, the beauty of all these rewards and many of the other store rewards is that you don't need to sign up for a store credit card. That's also what's different from programs like Amazon Prime. You don't need to pay a membership fee to take advantage of the savings and perks. So next in our lineup, drinking beer to save water. Sounds like a good idea, right? Well, ahead, we're stepping into one brewery leading the efforts on water conservation to see how they're taking on such this big task.
And Keller, right now.
Good beer comes from great water, and now breweries around the country are leading the charge to save more H2O while keeping the same great taste. I actually visited the third largest brewery taking on water conservation, one barrel at a time.
Coors Banquet has always been brewed with pure Rocky Mountain water.
Miller Coors, the Rocky Mountain beer.
We collect a lot of snow throughout the winter. That snow is now melting and flowing down Clear Creek.
In the midst of summer, the rushing water from Clear Creek is used not only by Miller Coors to brew beer, but by the entire city of Denver.
Being a large brewery in a metropolitan area, it's our responsibility to be a good corporate citizen to make sure that we use water most efficiently so that as the Denver area grows, there's available water for other people.
They brew 10 million barrels of beer a year. That's a lot of Rocky Mountain water.
So our current water use is approximately just below 3 barrels of water used for every barrel of beer produced.
Beer is 90 to 95% water, so that amount being used is pretty good, considering it usually takes about 5 to 6 barrels of water per every barrel of beer. Ben Moline with Miller Coors says it's easy for breweries to waste water, a big way being
overfilling tanks where you're spilling water into the brewery.
Since the 1950s, Miller Coors has been leading the way in water conservation.
We do that by tracking water throughout the entire brewery. We make sure that we're not wasting water or we're spilling water, and we make sure that we recover as much water as we can and return it back into the Clear Creek system.
What people don't realize, a majority of American breweries share the same water as the rest of their surrounding communities. So when there's a drought like there was in 2015 in California, breweries there experienced a major hit.
Coors has to make sure that the citizens in those cities have the water that they need, and that's what these reservoirs really help us do, is to get through those times when Clear Creek is low flowing.
If Colorado Colorado experienced a drought, Coors could continue brewing for 3 years by pulling water from these reservoirs.
We're working together to try to make beer as sustainable as possible.
Ben says there's a great demand for sustainable beer. The competition among breweries across the country to use less water is heating up.
Without great water, we can't brew great beer.
And more people are cutting the cord in 2019, dropping their cable package and switching to a streaming TV service through their smart TV. But there's so many options, it can be kind of confusing. Working for you, our John Matarese has a streaming service showdown so you don't waste your money.
With cable bills approaching the $200 mark, streaming TV sounds better than ever. But you need to be careful, or streaming can still cost over $100 a month. So we have a new comparison to help find the best service for you. Kimberly Seekman was fed up with her rising cable bill.
For how much I was spending on cable, I was finding there wasn't that much that I really wanted to watch.
So she and her boyfriend bought a Roku box and now have just internet, basic Hulu, and Netflix. Local channels, free with antenna.
And we were completely happy with that. With that and an antenna, we had all we needed.
Christy Simones is also a cord cutter.
It was over $200 just with basic cable. I had no HBO, no Showtime.
So Christy cut back to just internet and now uses her smart TV to watch YouTube and Netflix at big savings.
It saved me over $100 a month when I just cut the cord and just went to streaming.
Result, every month, thousands of more people are switching to streaming. To get started, you'll need either a newer smart TV or a streaming device like a Roku, Apple TV, Google Chromecast, or Amazon Fire Stick. Then it's time to choose your streaming service. With the help of the tech site CNET, we compared the 5 main players for 2019. Sling TV. CNET calls it the best value at just $25 a month, but it's missing Fox News, Nickelodeon, and most local channels. Hulu Live, $45 with the most cable and local channels, though no AMC or Comedy Central. DirecTV Now, $50. You get HBO free, but you won't get HGTV or Discovery. PlayStation View, $45, but no MTV, Lifetime, or Nickelodeon for the kids. And YouTube TV, $50. Lots of sports, but no A&E, Comedy Central, Lifetime, or Nick. On a budget, CNET says consider Philo at just $16 a month, but it's missing many popular cable channels. Kimberly's considered upgrading her Roku with Sling or another service, but she doesn't want to go overboard. So do you miss cable?
Oh, definitely not. With that and the antenna for my NBC, CBS, ABC, I'm good.
Finally, if you're a live sports fan, no service is as good as cable, but many reviewers say a streaming service called Fubo offers the most for sports fans. You don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese for RTV6.
And here we are at 5:48 on the 4th of July. Shadows growing a little longer on Monument Circle. Today's one of those days where you stand a little closer to the fountain, maybe get a little of that spray as the water then is flowing. It's tempting. Temperature's 88 and it feels more like 92. That wind is out of the southwest. Not a whole lot of breeze. That would help. So you'll be looking for shade before the sun goes down this evening. As you see, central Indiana's dry. We'll go to the southwest. Some thunderstorms trying to come into Knox County and between Sullivan and the Vincennes area. They're moving to the northeast. Isolated thunderstorms, what we expect between now and 11 o'clock tonight. Most of the fireworks shows will go off as planned. 91 in Tipton, Peru, and Muncie. There's your little pocket of warmth. Temperatures elsewhere, upper 80s. One exception, 91 in Bedford, Columbus, and Greensburg at 90. Here's what I mean by isolated thunderstorms, 9 o'clock and then 11 with more activity back in Illinois. Temperature trend tomorrow. We'll start in the 70s, zoom back into the middle to upper 80s with an increasing chance for thunderstorms. At 9 a.m., not much happening. By the time we get to 1 in the afternoon, you begin to see a couple of thunderstorms and more common between 4 and 7 tomorrow. 4-day forecast is still straight ahead.
A 13-year-old in New York is sharing her story after a terrifying experience. Surveillance video captured the moment a man tried to kidnap the teen. The girl says the man followed her home from school, and when she got close to her home, he grabbed her. She was able to fight him off and get inside. Police are still searching for the man responsible. A Nebraska woman who claimed to be a midwife has been charged after a baby she tried to deliver died. Police say 36-year-old Angela Hawk didn't call 911 when things started going wrong. She also isn't a licensed midwife. Authorities say home deliveries are against the law in Nebraska.
There are laws in place for reasons, and so completely understand wanting to have a more natural home birth or a more natural delivery. But again, there's facilities specifically for those people who want that.
Hawk is charged with negligent child abuse. All right, let's turn to the news feed. There's a push by the Congressional Black Caucus to honor an African-American soldier. Lawmakers want to posthumously honor Corporal Waverly Woodson Jr. with the Medal of Honor. He was part of the only African-American combat unit to land on Normandy. A big step forward in the world of self-driving cars. BMW and Daimler say they will have a self-driving vehicle that can go on the highway by 2024. The cars would also be able to park by themselves. A potential problem is brewing for Taco Bell. Oh my, the company says some locations are running out of tortillas. It's unclear how many are affected, and it doesn't appear any of Taco Bell's competitors are having the same issues. Well, we're losing more workers to retirement, and there's a looming shortage of people to help those retirees manage their money. The U.S. Labor Department projects that more than 40,000 new personal financial advisors will be needed over the next 7 years. So both schools and businesses are coming up with plans to fill positions. Schools like Central Washington University are getting grants from big financial institutions to develop new degrees and offer scholarships in financial planning. Some school leaders say students are graduating with multiple job offers. Women are highly sought after because there are fewer in the industry. Kelly O'Brien was working in retail when she was recruited into financial planning.
In my head, I thought that you kind of had to have a dad or someone in the industry or someone that you knew that was in finance in order to get into investment world. But I got recruited and ended up working as an associate at an investment firm, a wealth management firm, for a year or more, and then just kind of stayed with it and eventually found myself at Fidelity.
In a few years, Kelly became a senior manager with Fidelity, which comes with benefits like helping her pay off student loans. Fidelity also has a program that allows people who are new to finance to work at their own pace to get licensed, and for people that may have left the financial industry but are looking to get back in. As e-scooters grow in popularity across the country, attorneys have a warning before you take a ride. Scooters can travel up to 15 miles an hour, a speed personal injury lawyers say can cause an injury if you wreck. Attorneys say you should check your insurance policy to ensure that you at least have uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage.
Scooters don't qualify as cars to cover for your own car insurance coverage. So unless you have health insurance, there's not a lot of ways that you can protect yourself if you're in an accident involving a scooter.
Lawyers say you should also read the fine print before riding. Well, we're getting a new idea of how much sea level rise could impact parts of the U.S. A study by the Center for Climate Integrity says the issue could cost Florida $76 billion by the year 2040. That's the highest in the U.S. Now, the costs include the addition of new seawalls. Louisiana and North Carolina finished out the top three. A new report says wine enthusiasts should expect more pesticides involved in the growing process. Now, experts say as a result of climate change, grapes are more vulnerable to pests and mildew. Therefore, vineyards will need to use more pesticides. Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Rieslings require the most treatment right now. All right, finally in our lineup, there's still time to get away this summer. So a few websites out there offer travel deals with tours and excursions included. So who really has the best offer? We're breaking it down next.